Keep this frequency clear. Keep this frequency clear.
CJAM. Redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. We are 99.1 FM.
Keep this frequency clear.
Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit. I'm Ryla Livingston.
I'm Zach Ribalog.
And I'm Elliot St. Aubin.
And you are in for a half hour of news, views, commentary, and maybe a few laughs. But first, the news.
This week, St. Clair College students took part in the college's first active attacker drill with the help of a downloadable app, Alert Us. Rawad Kansoon has the story.
The emergency communication exercise scenario, specific time and date, has already been communicated to all students, staff, and geographical neighbors to the downtown campus. Over the past few weeks, everyone has been encouraged to upload the Alertus emergency communication app to their phones. Students and staff received today a message on Alertus app, computer screens, and classroom discussions.
I think it's pretty good that we have one because more so nowadays than in the past, it's a pretty common occurrence. Like when you look at the statistics, no one really wants to think that it would happen to them, but as someone who's had kind of an active shooter like situation, it is relevant in my life, and I wish I would have had experience before that.
Students in classes and staff in their offices watched the St. Clair College active attacker video produced by the college.
So I think it was, really smart and far thinking of the college to actually hold an alert like this.
Similar scenarios will be conducted in coming days in other campuses. Thursday, April 6th, Windsor campus at 10:15 a.m. Thursday, April 13th, Chatham campus at 2:15 p.m.
Are you someone who knows everything about every movie, or are you just looking for a night out? Do I have the event for you? Check out Movie Trivia Night, Thursday, April 20th at 664 Victoria Avenue. Come down for food, trivia, and enter for your chance to win many raffle prizes. Tickets are $15 per person, $40 for a team of 4. All funds go to benefit the Film Camp for Kids and Youth. Again, that is Thursday, April 20th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. So, Zach, are you any good at trivia?
No. Simply put, no. Though I will say a friend of mine, he actually does, he knows everything about every movie, basically, and he's just basically like my walking encyclopedia, basically.
So you got to bring him and put him on your team.
Oh, I've mentioned it.
Yeah. How about you, Elliot?
Well, whenever I'm watching a movie or like something like that, I really get into a movie, I'll like learn everything about it.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And Emma, she was the type of person, she will, while she's watching a movie, she will get her phone out and then look through the IMDb and everything.
Yes.
And she'll do that more than she actually watches the movie.
So maybe you two should come as a team, too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'm good at trivia. Like, I know lots of facts, but sometimes it takes me a minute to, like, react. So, like, there is a difference between, like, knowing stuff and being able to, like, say it really fast. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, we hope to see you there for our event. Zach is here with the weather. What's the weekend have in store for us?
Well, we are closing out the month of March on a wet but mild note. With a high of 12, there is a chance of showers and thunderstorms this evening. Some could be a bit strong with some gusty winds. Let's take a look at your 3-day forecast. Saturday, there is a 40% chance of showers and a high of 9. Sunday, sunny and a high of 9. Monday, a 40% chance of showers and a high of 14. That's the weather. Stay tuned because I have runaway trains and the weirdest news stories out of Canada on Weird News. That's coming up at the bottom of the show.
You're listening to MediaPlex Live
on CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit.
On today's show, we recap our open house.
We check in with the Spits.
We cook up some samosas.
And I cap it off with the weirdest news found on the internet.
All this and more on MediaPlex Live.
On CJAM 99.1 FM, the Jammin' One. Let's join Constable Lauren Briscoe from Crime Stoppers with this week's updates.
The LaSalle Police Service is continuing to investigate a residential fire at 1077 Ream that occurred in the early morning hours of January 29th. Investigators observed video surveillance of a person wearing what appears to be a light-colored jacket, exiting a minivan near the residence and entering the property shortly before the fire was reported. It is believed the fire was intentionally set and is now being investigated as an arson. Police are working together to gather evidence and are asking the public to forward any information or video surveillance. A photograph of the minivan can be located on our website, catchcrooks.com. Anyone with information is asked to contact the LaSalle Police Service. If you wish to remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 519-258-8477 or go online at catchcrooks.com. I'm Police Coordinator Lauren Briscoe.
You can never keep your belongings too safe. This includes your home and properties. Tyler Clapp tells us how we can increase our home security.
While weather temperatures are getting higher, so are the chances of having would-be thieves break into homes. According to Statistics Canada, July 2020 alone had one of the highest amounts of residential break-ins that year, with 3,948 selected incidents. As for how residents can keep their homes safe in between barbecues and pool parties, Constable Adam Young from Windsor Police said keeping homes safe requires awareness and communication.
Know who's in your neighborhood. And when you see somebody suspicious in your neighborhood, don't be afraid not to ask somebody, who is that person? Are they supposed to be here? A lot of times people just keep to themselves and they ignore strange behavior in the neighborhood.
In short, it helps to keep an eye out in between firing up the grill and having fun this summer. You may keep your home safe in the process. I'm Tyler Clapp for MediaPlex News.
Here at the MediaPlex, we opened the doors and in they came. Rawad Kansoon reports.
The MediaPlex hosted its first open house this year. Media conversions, journalism, and PR instructors and staff were excited to give all the visitors a glimpse into the opportunities and experiences that await for them at the MediaPlex.
I find that this program actually, from what I've learned today, they will be able to learn all those small details, all those the things that they need to know on the lighting, how to set up the cameras properly. They really do like to set things up proper. They like to walk away from something knowing that it's right, and I feel like this would probably be the spot to help them do that.
The visitors explored the MediaPlex and they noticed the vibrant community of students, faculty, and staff who make up our community with a diverse range of backgrounds and interests. Our community is a place where everyone can thrive.
Came out today because we're really excited that St. Clair is having its open houses again for the public to come in rather than virtual. And I wanted to do this as an opportunity to kind of give back to where I put my 2 years in as a journalism student.
The academic programs are designed to challenge and inspire the students with a wide range of up-to-date courses related to media. The professors are passionate about their fields of study and dedicated to helping the students to achieve their goals.
I'd say probably just a genuine basic interest in journalism and maybe a little more. Just think I'm comfortable in the area and I think I would do well here.
And I really do think that my skills in editing software like Photoshop and Premiere Pro would greatly help these guys create some new projects that would maybe inspire the world or something like that.
Outside of the classroom, there are countless opportunities to get involved and make a difference.
We have a wide range of jobs, and everybody's got to be able to do a lot of different things these days in this industry.
The CBC and St. Clair College, we've had a good relationship over the years, so we're just here to join our fellow media folks to get the word out to prospective students that we're here, and we're interested in talking to them.
The MediaPlex will always be by parents and students' side to guide them towards a better future. For MediaPlex News, I am Rawad Kansoon.
One of the sports guys are in the house, so I guess that means we're talking sport. Bring it on.
Welcome to the Sports Guys. I'm Cam Segan. With Jesse away from the booth, it's another edition of the Sports Guy this week. Last night saw the Windsor Spitfires lose their opening game of the playoffs 5-3 against the Kitchener Rangers. The Spits gave up a goal just 40 seconds into the game and couldn't sustain any momentum over the course of the night. Deadline acquisitions Shane Wright and Brett Harrison both scored a goal, while rookie D-man Anthony Cristoforo added a marker in garbage time. The Spits are back in action Saturday night at home in a now pivotal Game 2. Spring is back, and so is baseball. After a long 5 months, the Blue Jays were back in action last night. George Springer got off to a scorching hot start, being the only player in MLB history to record 5 hits and 4 runs scored on opening day. His historic performance helped the Jays beat the Cardinals 10-9 in a high-scoring bird battle. A team that plays even closer to home, the Detroit Tigers, didn't look so hot. The team got shut out against the Tampa Bay Rays, showing little to no offense in the 4-0 loss. Both series continue tomorrow. In other MLB news, Ohtani and Trout's LA Angels lost to the lowly A's, and Cincinnati Reds pitcher Hunter Green threw an astonishing 105-mile-per-hour fastball in a loss against the Pirates. Shifting to basketball, the Toronto Raptors look to continue their recent momentum as they travel to Philly to take on the 76ers Friday night. This will be the Sixers' first look at the Raptors, with Jakob Poeltl protecting the rim. Only a game and a half back of the 7th-seeded Miami Heat, the Raptors have 6 games remaining to catch them. That's it from the Sports Guy. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
As Cam tells us, the Spitfires have some work to do to keep their home ice advantage. Cam.
They say home is where the heart is. For the Windsor Spitfires this season, it's proven to be true. The Spitfires have a sparkling 25-5-2-2 record at home, but their record away from the WFCU Center hovers just above the 500 mark. As they begin the playoffs, home ice advantage is essential. When asked about last year's playoff run, Windsor Spitfires forward Oliver Peer was very grateful for the support of fans, saying that those few months were among the best of his life. He added the Spitfires have the best fans in the best rink.
That was probably the best couple months of my life, that whole playoff run. It was, just being with the guys all the time, and we were obviously having a lot of success, so it was tons of fun, and I know the fans got really far into it too. We had so many fans, and they were crazy. They were great for us. I think we have the best fans in the best rink, so it was very special having that playoff run. It was huge.
As for the Windsor Spitfires, they hope that home will also be where they hold the OHL Championship trophy high above their heads. For MediaPlex News, I'm Cam Segan.
Caitlin Francis is a Canadian independent artist, and our own Haley Goebel spoke with her this week.
Caitlin Francis is an independent artist living in Windsor. She shares what success means to her as a self-employed singer and songwriter. So, Caitlin, what would you consider to be a key to success?
To be successful as an artist is being able to make a song start to finish and being able to publish it and share it with people that you love. The idea that you get to make music for a living is success in itself, and the idea that I get to be creative every day. Also, my success was getting a song on the radio. That was crazy because that's really hard to do as an independent artist.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Haley Goebel. And now, here's Caitlin's song Love and Light featuring Giuliano Solis, out now on YouTube.
I don't chase, I attract. Change of plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. Focused on myself, babe. I heard what you said. All I have to say is I hope you change someday. Sending love and light. I swear I don't mind. It's no waste of my time. Don't wanna rewind. Sending love and light. I swear I don't mind. It's not a waste of my time. I don't chase, I attract. Changing plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. I'm loving my babe. I don't chase, I attract. Changing plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. I'm loving my babe. It's hard to be up when you're feeling down. I try to lift my feet off of the ground. Why sleep when you're awake? Why dream the day away? I'd rather be delusional, babe. Sending love and light. I swear I don't mind. It's no waste of my time. Don't wanna rewind. Sending love and light. I swear I don't mind. It's not a waste of my time. I don't chase, I attract. Change of plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. I'm loving my babe. I don't chase, I attract. Change of plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. I'm loving my babe.
Stay loving 100. That's what continues coming. Pain had my heart straight numbing. Hate what I was becoming. Felt like I was sliding down a landslide. Push away my loved ones to the side. Pride's not worth the divide. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, truth be told, there's way too many hurt people in this world. Yeah, we act like lots of product to be sold. Why the now it feels like gold? I'm embracing, loving like no replacing. No more work, no more chasing. Open arms, heart is blazing, amazing.
I don't chase, I attract. Change of plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. I'm loving my babe. I don't chase, I attract. Change of plans, I adapt. Don't got time to hate. I'm loving my babe.
Can we play? Is it too? Can I talk now? Is it too much to ask if we could replay that? That was fabulous.
Yeah.
Alrighty, now it's time for a tasty treat as Mehek Nahar cooks up some samosas. It's lunchtime, right?
Hello everyone, I'm your host Mehak Nahar. Welcome you to the fourth episode of Taste of Home Cooking. In the previous episodes, I have shared a quick and easy recipe that every mother makes when she's pressed for time. You might be wondering what's the next. Let us now discuss another interesting dish that is well known throughout India. Another surprising fact is that it is also available in Canada. Before we continue, let me explain you a little history of samosa. Once in India, the samosa was adopted and adapted to native taste, becoming the first fast food in history. The samosa is highly changeable, and India added its own spices such as coriander, pepper, ginger, and many other. The stuffing evolved as well with vegetables, sometimes replacing meat. The modern Indian samosa is the result of yet another huge historical change, the discovery of the New World. Most samosas these days are filled with potatoes and spiced with green chilies, both of which were introduced from the New World by Portuguese traders in 16th century. Since then, the samosa has kept on changing. Anywhere you travel in India, it's unique. Now it's time to learn this recipe from my guest today. I have with me Ms. Rupinder Kaur, a chef at Punjab Barbecue Restaurant in Windsor, which is well known for its Indian cuisine. She will share with us recipe for a samosa, which has been referred to a fast, quick serve snack in Indian history. Hi Rupinder, welcome to the Taste of Home Cooking.
Hi Mehak, thanks for having me here.
Can you share the recipe of samosa with my listeners?
Yes, sure. Firstly, the dough for samosa is made with all-purpose flour, ghee and salt. Mix the flour and ghee till the mixture is crumbly and then add water little by little till the dough comes together. Rest the dough for 30 to 40 minutes for best result. Till then, the potatoes are pre-boiled, peeled and mashed lightly before adding them to the spices. The filling or stuffing for samosas is easy to put together. Once you have all the ingredients like mashed potatoes, seeds, ginger, garlic, salt, turmeric, oil, garam masala, red chili, green chili, curry leaves, mix them well. Wrapping a samosa can take a little practice. The idea is to make a cone from the dough, then filled with the potato masala and sealed around edges so it's the stuffed triangle. The crispy edges are seriously the best. Make sure to roll out the dough thinly and evenly. If the wrapper is too thick, the samosas won't cook properly from inside. Always fry samosas on low heat. This is so that the pastry cooks from inside. Samosa takes 15 to 20 minutes to fry to a golden brown.
Thank you so much for this wonderful recipe, Rupinder. So that is it for today. Hope you all like this snack and will try it out at your homes. This is your host, Mehak Nahar.
I thought samosas was that drink with alcohol in it.
No, that's a mimosa.
Oh. Oops.
Samosas are much better than that.
Alrighty, well, let's hop into the DeLorean because Elliot is here with some history. Elliot.
This week in history, we start by going all the way back to March 29th, 845. On that day, 5,000 Vikings sieged Paris, led by Ragnar Lodbrok. These Vikings easily overpowered their defenses and only stopped after securing a ransom from Frankish King Charles the Bald. From France to England, because next up is the first royal email. On March 26, 1976, Queen Elizabeth II sent out the first ever email from royalty. The email was made to announce a new programming language. The Queen signed off very informally by simply putting Elizabeth R. at the end of her message, which was also how she signed off for every other email she ever sent. This week, we end where we started, in Paris. On March 31st, 1889, the Eiffel Tower was officially opened. The tower was originally built for the Exposition Universelle, or World Fair, which was held the same year. The tower stands at 300 feet tall and held the title of the tallest man-made structure for 41 years. Thanks for looking back with me. Je suis Elliot Saint-Aubin.
Thanks, Elliot. Zach obviously has too much free time, and so we assigned him to do all the views and reviews. What have you been binging on this time, Zach?
Well, it's that time of the show where I talk about all forms of entertainment, new and old. Time for Zach's views and reviews. Well, it was all glitz and glamour at the iHeartRadio Music Awards on Monday night. Normally, I don't really watch these type of awards, but I had to for one obvious reason. More on that in a bit. But first, I loved the whole aesthetic, and even the production was not that bad. However, during the opening performance, there was some audio trouble. Some audience person got fired, Now it's time for the reason why I decided to watch in the first place. Taylor Swift was in attendance to receive the Innovator Award, and her wardrobe was quite the improvement from the Grammys, as Swift wore a pantsuit reminiscent of a disco ball. She was bejeweling all the way. As for the performances, to be honest, I really didn't care. I don't know half the people there. I keep thinking, what is a Bad Bunny? I don't know what that is. But the performance that was the highlight was Pink's performance with help from Pat Benatar and Kelly Clarkson. That was a definite highlight. All in all, it was a good broadcast for Z's. That's it for this edition of Views and Reviews. If you have anything I should watch or listen, hit me up on Twitter, BigBenBalog25.
Let's listen as Tyler Clapp is here with another episode of Revealer.
Something happens deep inside of your brain that makes things like achieving your goals, eating tasty food, or laughing with friends feel as good as it does. I'm your host, Tyler Clapp, and we will be exploring dopamine on today's episode of Revealer. To start, let's get one thing straight. Dopamine is not some new street drug or the toxic chemicals polluting the water. It's a neurotransmitter, something your brain produces organically to communicate messages between nerve cells in your brain and from your brain to the rest of your body. Dopamine is involved in a wide variety of brain functions, including movement, memory, motivation, attention, sleep, mood, and learning. It also acts as a hormone, being actively released into the bloodstream and playing a role in the survival instincts humans develop when under extreme stress. It has a wide variety of effects on your body, such as constricting or relaxing blood vessels, increasing the amount of salt and urine removed from the body, and reducing the amount of insulin your pancreas produces. As for how it affects your mind, dopamine is known as the feel-good chemical, giving you a sense of pleasure when you do something that feels good, like eating good food or exercising. According to evolutionary biologists, dopamine evolved as a way for humans to ensure they continue doing what they needed to in order to survive. By feeling good about basic survival tasks, the theory goes, the more likely it is humans will continue to do these things. Dopamine levels in the brain require a balance to ensure people function effectively. Having a healthy balance of dopamine usually leads to feeling happy, motivated, alert, and focused. Have your dopamine too low, and you feel tired, unmotivated, and unhappy. You can also struggle with memory loss and sleep problems. Have your dopamine too high, and you will feel euphoric and energized. However, you will likely have increased aggression and poor impulse control. While it is not certain as of now, researchers are finding specific mental health issues and physical conditions could be traced back to varying levels of dopamine. Having too little dopamine has been considered as a potential cause of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, Parkinson's disease, and restless leg syndrome. Having too much has been seen as a possible cause of manic behavior, obesity, and addiction. Lastly, one condition with a potential cause from both low or high dopamine levels is schizophrenia, a mental health disorder causing those affected by it to struggle with breaks from reality, delusions, and hallucinations. Since dopamine was truly understood as a brain chemical by Swedish scientist Arvid Carlsson in 1957, numerous medications have been developed to address low dopamine in the brain, like ropinirole and levodopa, among others. As for where the understanding of dopamine is going in the future, researchers are finding dopamine's movement in the brain isn't a solo act. In March 2022, research from Harvard Medical School found a new chemical messenger called acetylcholine activates the release of dopamine within the brain. Sometimes, the most mysterious things aren't found in the world around you, but between your ears. Thanks for your time, and I hope you're a little smarter for listening. I'm Tyler Clapp, and this has been Revealer.
I'm just gonna blame the dopamine for my inappropriate behavior.
Sure, okay. And now, last but not least, it's time for the weirdest news found on the internet. Here's Zach Balog with hopefully not as much inappropriate behavior.
The dopamine made me do it. It's Friday, and that means it's time for the weirdest news found on the internet. That's right, it's time for Weird News. My ancestors hate me right now for that intro. All aboard! There has been another train derailment, this time in California. However, this time there was nobody on board. The rollaway train had nothing hazardous on it at the time as it crashed just outside San Bernardino. One car was reported to have a minor leak, so did the people of San Bernardino. The derailment is currently being investigated. I wonder if this is the crazy train Ozzy Osbourne warned us about. Alrighty, now it's time to travel up north for the weirdest news stories out of Canada. That's right, it's time for Oh Canada. Well, a Winnipeg man is at large because he pretended to be Ed Sheeran. Okay, Ed Sheeran being Ed Sheeran should be considered a crime. Here's what happened. Gren Ballschattler, according to the articles, that was his name. I had to check 400 times. He was convinced 3 churches that he was the famous English singer. However, one church was convinced, and when they asked why Sheeran would play for $25 and a sandwich, the church replied that they thought he had fallen on hard times. As of this taping, he is still at large. Well, that's the weirdness for this week. Now it is time for This Week in Dad Jokes. How do you make an egg roll? You push it. I'm Zachary Balog. You cannot make this stuff up. Don't roll your eyes at me.
Thank you, Zach, and thank you for tuning in.
You've been listening to MediaPlex Live
on CJAM 99.1, redefining radio in Windsor, Detroit.
On today's show, we've had contributions from
Rawad Kansoon,
Tyler Clapp,
the sports guy Cam Segan,
Haley Goebel,
Mahek Nahar,
Elliot St. Aubin.
I'm Ryder Livingston. He's Zach Balog.
Woo!
See you next week, CJammers.
See if I can do it this time.
That was easy.
You did it.
Yay! Was easy.